October 5th, 2021, and it's a Tuesday morning. We're going to review a trade I took. It's Tuesday afternoon. Now, I'm sorry. So we're reviewing this trade that we took earlier. It was a $300 trade. Nothing too fancy or anything, but you can't complain. So we're going to start off here. We made all of our trades here off the ES today. And I'll show you that in the second part of the video. We took 2 trades today. This was my actual account, and the next one I'll show you would be in the practice account. I wasn't too sure about it. Had a lot on my mind this morning, so I didn't want to get too deep into the market today. All right, so here we started. Here we opened up in price. So price opened here. What do we have? We have balanced inventory. We were in range. As you see, we're still in the range of yesterday. It was kind of hard not to be in range. If we weren't in range, then most likely we would have been down here. So that means possibly a rotation day. But we did open above this distribution close and a rally high. So let me explain these two. We have distribution close, which basically is we had access all the way down here, and then we started getting this distribution down here, this B shape. The reason why this is a distribution close is because even though it was access, we have C period that gets into this distribution here and connects the whole thing. And we have access down here with E period, but as you see, it's still connected with this whole thing. So if E period had ended right there and the next period started, and instead of going into that profile made more access, that would be a distribution close as well. And we would just have access, and if we were to make something else, then that'd be double distribution day. But we didn't. So distribution closes right here. We have the rally high and a weak high. So that means it attracts price, but yet it repels price, because we opened up here. Weak highs attract price. They need to be repaired, just like poor highs and poor lows, but they're less important. Weak highs aren't that important, but they're still relevant. It did not get to it. Rally high was basically, since we were downtrending, the inventory adjustment. That's what that is. The rally high. If we would have broke that, that means if we would have broke that and traded below it for the day, that means changes in the market. Most likely we can either get a rotation here or break further down. We did not do that. We tried to do that multiple times. Was holding us basically support. Price went up. This distribution close was holding us support as well. This was overnight high. Now I did think about taking the trade here at open to overnight high, which would have been nice. I didn't do that, but I need to note this. It did make it. It did bounce from this to overnight high. That would have been a nice extra $300, $400, whichever it was. Price continued to go higher, broke overnight high, made more support here, broke higher. So what I did was, if you see B period started, when B period started, we went up a little bit, broke through all this. Or did not break through this yet, but it was kind of ranging about right here. I took a trade based on wick test. So if you look here, we have A period, B period, right? What does that mean? Let me see if I can show you. So you can't really see where I placed my trade because it's a green arrow, but you can see where I ended the trade. I placed a trade here. Why I placed it there? Because it's wick testing. Even though we didn't come back on another candle and wick tested, we still did come back on the next candle and tested that wick, which pushed us up higher. And also, if you noticed, on the 5-minute, it's wicked. It's a wick test. We have a long leg with a basing candle and another long leg, and then we came back on that wick test. Went up, grabbed a few points, 3 points, and called it a day. We didn't know if this right here was going to affect it, the extra little volume, so that's why we took profits early. And we did get in a trade later, which I am about to show you. Second trade of October 5th, 2021, which is a Tuesday. So we were in this uptrend. We were one time frame in our morning. A period, B period, C period. Now this was an important level right here because I told myself once we got to the Monday high, if we can use this as support, then we would go ahead and buy in, especially with this one time frame. Now we did have a lot of volume right here, so that could have been pushing it down after it made access, so it could have tricked us. So we waited instead of trying to get in the C period as soon as it passed this level. We waited for confirmation. What does confirmation look like? C period went up, D period continued to make highs. So when D period made a new high, that was our confirmation. Once we got that, what did we see? We seen this as support, which is the Monday high, but we have to pair that with another indication that we see. So the other indication we seen was this wick was clear at the time. What does that mean? Typically, price goes back and tests wicks. These are wicks. So price came back, tested the wick, and we went up. So that was 43.43. 43.43. I think I did 43.25. Just about, which was also a little, weak time frame reference, but whatever. That wick test was more important than that. So we had that wick test. Price went back up. Could not break this. Price opened up. I do not remember which direction it went first, but if you look, it has a poor high. Now, poor highs are important. They're more important than weak highs and lows. Poor highs and poor lows are more important than weak ones. So it's poor, as you can see, it needed to be repaired. Since we're up here, we have basically a 90% chance that it will repair that. So I'm already looking 2 ticks above where price has currently been. So when price fell, I'm still in the trade. It came back down. At this point, I did not move my stop yet. I'm all in. Then um, when it went back up and created H period, I looked to see what it was doing here on the 5-minute. Notice I could draw a trend line, and what is it doing? It's making higher highs and higher lows. So we're stair stepping up. So we're grinding up to higher prices. It might take us a while, but we'll get there, and we did. So I drew that line. Told myself if price broke that line, be looking to possibly take profits. But also with that, I paired it with the profile. So what does that mean? When H period made a new high for G period, I made sure that my stop, if you look at it, 43, 45, 50, 43, 45, 50. Yes. So if you look, I believe price was somewhere right here. My stop was right here. So not only do you have to pass the trend line, but you also have to break the one time framing that is happening. That is why I moved my stop up. That kept me in profit in case I was stopped out or in case price went the other way, basically. Then H period went up. I period started. I period broke H period. I know we were good. I left my stop below H period because I period still wasn't complete. So I period could have actually came all the way down here. And as long as we didn't break this, I wouldn't have been stopped out and we still would have been considering one time framing. But we didn't go all the way back here. We continued up. Once we continued up, I was just waiting for us to break this. We had made a poor high again, so that's 3 TPOs, or yeah, 3 time periods that stopped within 2 ticks of each other, or exact tick. So I was already assuming we were going to break that, moved it to 57.25, and we ended up breaking that in I period, that same period. It did come down several times before it hit that, actually to exact price. So it was looking like a doji candle. But ultimately, we did break it and repair it. And if you look, I said 57.25 repairs it. And look, we even got an extra tick. And then we came back down. J period opened here. And now we're one time framing higher. Now that info I got for 43.60, we are approaching that, but not quite there yet. Might have something to do with this weekly level. That's everything I looked at in this trade. Also, during the pullback, we did pull back here. We were at the lows of the histogram, and we weren't at the lows here on the RSI histogram, but at least you look, we were heading down. That's important. Give me some room to breathe. Gave it room to breathe. Then we started riding up. As you see now, Delta was dying off, but we still have these laggard buyers that are pushing the market higher. Same thing here. We have laggard buyers that push the market higher. So that's what I did with the second trade, and that trade was a pretty decent trade. It made 725. Had made a mess up of 112. So ultimately it would be 612. Combine that with the other trade made, and it was basically $1,000 day. So, and you see here we're starting to break that trend. So we made our access, delta's falling off. We're at an important resistance level, a weekly important level. So this is probably a selling off right here. But I'm not touching it anymore. I'm done for the day. My bias was up for the day. We completed the uptrend. If we come back and fall back down here, we'd have to really see it fall back to get someplace new and make another area of support to push this thing back up. But that's all for today. Market has a few hours left. It is 1:15 Central Time, so has about two hours and 30 minutes left, just about. We're, like I said, done for the day. It was a good day. See you guys next time.